Hi there. Happy Tuesday. Today I'm going to try something completely different. I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable with you guys and try something completely new. As we know, our session or my recording last week was about, when you're feeling stagnant or a little stale or like not totally feeling like you're thriving and living your best life and all that kind of fun stuff, to do a little switch, to switch something up, do something different, shake it up. So this is what we're doing today. This is what I'm doing today, is I'm shaking it up by being very vulnerable with you. Some of you know that I have a little woo-woo side to me, right? Depending on our relationships, you get to see different degrees of my woo-woo. Some of you have maybe never seen any of it, and some of you have gotten into deep philosophical conversations with me about it. Because I also know that that's, like many parts of our personalities, there are situations in which it can be dialed up or dialed down where it needs to be. And when it comes to these videos, I've been pretty much turning it off. I haven't been sharing any of my woo-woo with you. And I do recognize the repercussions of something like this. But anyway, I'm babbling. So what I want to do for you today is I have been re-engaging with my oracle cards. I don't know if you've seen, but I have several decks down here and a couple more up here. And so I would like to play with them with us today and just see what comes up. Instead of planning a talk for you, I'm just kind of asking what it is that wants to come out. So here we go. So just bear with me as I kind of soak them in. That's the thing with going live like this. So we are looking at, before I came into this call, I was thinking of topics and everything else. And I know that many people are being directly or just one step away from being directly impacted by all of the different changes that are happening in our country at this time and all of that kind of stuff. So of course, a lot of my messages were kind of about how to cope with that, how to keep thriving and living during times of chaos, during times of, like your job being taken away from you overnight, from, different things like this that are directly and greatly impacting some people's lives, like just instantly. And the chaos that brings, the uncertainty that brings, and all of that kind of stuff. And so we are reminded today that regardless of what is happening, like when we're in those situations of big chaos and big things happening to us, it is important to come back to our core values. What is it that is most important when all the things feels like chaos, right? It's important to find a focus so that we don't get overwhelmed by everything that's coming at us. And so that's when it's important to lean on those things that are most important to us. What are the domains of life that are most important to us at this time? And what are our core values, so that we can really start to distinguish what is worth putting our focus towards, what is worth fighting for, what is worth taking action on, and what to let others who have different values and different priorities, allow them to take over the fight for those things, right? So it's really making sure that according to your core values, how do you handle the situations that are coming towards you in this life? So really, really pulling down into what is most important to you, both belief-wise and domain-wise and values-wise. Let's not take on more than we can handle so that we're not effective in any of the ways. Let's really pause, take a look at what is most important to us, and then really focus on and take action on those things that are closest to our values and closest to our priorities, and allow the rest to go so that you can really feel productive, that you can feel like your action means something, and that you could start to see some progress versus getting overwhelmed by everything. And that it's okay for that to feel shitty. right? It is, all emotions are valid, and it is okay to feel overwhelmed and all of those things. We are not talking about trying to avoid certain emotions, but what we are talking about is taking care of our energy level so that we do have the power and energy to focus on what is most important to us so that we can see progress and success and all of those sorts of things. Doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. Doesn't mean that it's going to be joyful necessarily. It will be difficult. It will be emotional. And it's still very important to do that, to focus on just a handful of things to focus on, or pick a handful of things to focus on and let the rest go. And then with that excess energy that we're not using to like just soak in all of the stuff about all of the things with that. So this might look like finding a particular change that is happening in the world right now and purposefully going out to reliable sources and just looking at that particular topic and studying that particular topic so that you know what actions you need to take about that particular topic versus just absorbing all of the news from all of the sources about all of the topics and being overwhelmed by that. Let's be strategic in the way that we are absorbing information and really taking care of yourself by absorbing the information that's most important to you, limiting that information to making sure that it's only reliable resources and only information that is, that you can act on, right? And so while you're going through all of this, and because you're not absorbing in all of the stuff, only what you're pinpointed on, that's going to open you up to realizing the beauty and the gifts that are still in your life. Please, let's make sure to take the time every single day to acknowledge and be grateful for and call out the things in our lives that we are proud of, that we have built for ourselves, the things in our life that we are grateful for, the people and relationships and connections and experiences and all of those things, making sure we're still living life while we are surviving, we are still living and thriving in a joyful way. Let's take some little mental vacations from the worries by making experiences, connecting, and leaning again into those values and using them in your everyday life too, to make sure that we are taking into consideration the beauty of the gifts that we are receiving also, that the endless gifts that we receive in life all the time, they are always flowing through us, they are always surrounding us. It's just a matter of if we take the time and energy to purposefully search for them, acknowledge them, and then put them into action too. Let's live that appreciation. Let's really, really dig into those experiences. So for anybody that cares or is curious, the deck that I was using today is called Sacred Rebels. By Alana Fairchild, is the author of the, some of the things. And I'm trying to see if I can see the artist's name here. I can't easily see it, but here are the two cards that came out. The Defend to the End, the Worthwhile. Noticing, it is in black and white, it is a little bit dark, and it's still important to stay there and stand your ground. And then the second one was Pandora's Gift. Notice the beauty and the magic and the endless colors and gifts that are coming there. So that's what that was today. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you want more of these. And also, I do one-on-one spreads and all kinds of things to help guide people through some of their more difficult brick walls and stuff like that. So if you're interested in a one-on-one or something like that, let me know. And then again, my offer from last time still stands and will continue to stand. If you would be open to having a free session, either a card session or a pure coaching session or whatever it is, I'd love to start bringing some of you into these recordings. So please reach out. Even if you don't want to be seen or whatever, we could figure that out. But let me know if you would like a complimentary session of whatever type and whatever topic, and start bringing some of you guys into this community and into these videos. So I appreciate you very much. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.